Okay, now in the previous class we have seen all these, you can see here in the previous class we can see all these functions and methods, and how we can import or execute our data, and how you can count the number of rows, number of columns, and how can we subset or subset the columns in another variable, and how you can use the head function, tail function. And now in this lecture I am going to show you, actually I want to say you, actually I have earlier recorded this video, but suddenly in that video my voice was not there, so again I am recording these videos, and you can see I have already written these codes, and please let me explain and let me exclude it. Okay, for here you can see subset rows by index label a lock, right? And how we can, as in the our my earlier video, you can see that how we can get the first row. We can simply execute, means you can write df.loc. If I want 0th row, then simply I can execute the df.loc, and here you can see I get my first row, and and its every corresponding column name. Suppose in the first row, year value as 2013, MID value is this, mine name is this, like so. Okay, now for getting the last row, how I can get the last row. For getting the last row, I can simply write df.tail. Here I can write n equal to 1, or simply I can write only tail only 1, then I can get the right row. I am executing it, and you can see here I have got the, this is my last row. And call public data contain total 50 instances, and it starts from 0 to 49, because Python starts its counting from 0 itself. So our 50th instance is this coal mine, Kenta mine. Okay, now this method can be also executed like only we do not need to write this n. We can simply eliminate this n, and we can write simply 1 here, and you can see when I am executing it, I am getting the same value. Okay, now how we can get the multiple rows. For getting the multiple rows, I can again use the lock method, and I can simply write, suppose I want to get the 0th row, 20th row, and 45th row. So in the double, you can see here double big bracket, I can write 0th, 20, and 45, and when I am executing it, I am getting the 0th row, 20th row, and 45th rows. Okay, now like similarly like LOC, there is another method called ilock. And what is the difference between ilock and lock is, basically lock cannot accept negative integer, but ilock can accept the negative integer. Okay, now this statement I am explaining with the help of an example. Simply here you can see, if I write df.loc lock 1, then you can see here I am getting the first row. Now simply when I am, suppose here I am write df dot loc and minus, and I am getting the -1, and you can see here basically what is difference between ilock and versus lock. In case of lock, we cannot get the last row by passing lock -1, but in case of ilock, we can get the last row this way, means by passing -1. Suppose in the case of lock I am passing -1, then it should give error, and yes, you can see it is giving the error. But suppose in the case of ilock I am passing the -1, then it will give the last row. Details of the last row, you can see this is the 49th row, and giving the this 49th row, and here you can see I am adding an point here, that whatever lock can do, ilock can also do, but whatever ilock can do, lock cannot do. here you have already seen the differences between iloc and loc, is that iloc can accept the negative integer but loc cannot accept the negative integer. Okay, suppose I want to fetch the 45th row, then I can easily get it with the help of loc or with the help of iloc, and I am getting here with the help of iloc method, and you can easily you can execute the same this procedure with the help of loc method also, and you can get the same result. Suppose here you can see I am writing the our loc method, and I am passing the integer 45, means passing, not passing actually, I am putting 45, and I am getting the same value, same result as above. Now for getting the multiple rows with the help of iloc, suppose here you can see I want to 0th row, 20th row and 45th row, then with the help of iloc variable, when I execute it, I am getting the value. You can see this is 0th row, 20th row, and this is 45th row. Now okay, now this can be also basically this can be also can be done by the help of log variable. Suppose I am, let me copy it and paste it here, and with the help of you can see I am executing with the log variable, and you can see that the result is same. And now suppose I want the 0th row, 20th row, and -1 means last row, and here you can see this is iloc, then I will get the 0th row, okay, 0th row, 20th row, and this is last row. And now suppose I want to execute the method with the help of log variable. With the help of log variable means log, then how means shall I get the correct result? No, this will gives error, because here you can see this is not accepting the negative integer, so it is giving the error for us. Okay, now I am moving to the next difference between iloc and loc, and the differences are as follows. Now basically that I will explain the differences in terms of slicing. What is slicing? Now basically here you can see colon method, here it is colon, you can see easily it is colon is used for Python slicing, and colon refers for everything. Here you can see if I write df.log and colon comma columns, then that means for this column values it can executes all the rows, it can fetch basically all the rows. Suppose I am creating a subset and I write df.log colon comma year, this is, you can see this is our first column name, this is our second column name. Okay, first means this is 0th column, this is first column, because Python always start, you can see, counting from the 0. So when I execute it, and when I means printing the first 5 row, I simply get the year and MID and its first 5 row. Okay, now this will print the same. Okay, okay, and now here you can see actually this will print the same value. Let me print it. Okay, now you can see easily here this is printing the same value. Okay, now loc does not allow column name to be integer, but iloc can do so. Okay, now in the case of iloc basically allows -1 for the last column, and iloc allows us to use integer. You can see the differences here. Now suppose I want to put, instead of here I want to put 0, means 0 means it indicates the 0th column, and 1 indicate for the second column, and with the help of loc let me execute it, and it will gives the error, because this loc method does not accept the integer as a column name, but when I am doing it with the help of, you can see here, iloc method. And when I am passing 0 comma 1 means this is the 0th column, this is the first column, and it will give the correct result. Okay, so I can say that iloc accept the column name as an integer, but loc does not accept the column name at integer. This is the basic second difference of our iloc and loc. Now you can see here, when I giving the column name as a string, in the case of iloc, again it will give the error, because we know iloc does not accept the object or string as a column name. It will accept column name as an integer. Now we are going to see the subsetting column by range. And first of all, before going to this next topic, I have a question for you, and the question is, create a range of list from 0 to 4, and 4 should be included, and it should print the output at 0, 1, 2, 3. You have to just write the code snippet for it, and you can write the code snippet in the comment box itself and let me know what is your answer. Okay, and means you have to just print this output. How you can print? With the help of for loop or range method, anything else. Okay, this is simple question, and I know you can easily do it. Okay, see you in the next tutorial. Bye.